Rigel gracefully stows his weapon and places his hands behind his back. You two, check the area. Mark any potential shelters that offer protection against aerial attacks. Quartermaster, infantry that remains at the camp. I want to make sure the gargoyles only abducted people and weren't interested in anything else. Send messages immediately to our scout squads in order for them to return to camp. I need a full list of casualties, the sooner the better. He turns to you and nods slightly. Commander, your arrival is well timed. Now we can finally talk. I am quite interested in the events that occurred at the Great Garrison. I suppose you have questions for me as well. What do you want to know what happened to the Great Garrison? Any shift in the balance of power during this war has a direct impact on my mission. If a new player appears who is capable of fighting the demons effectively, then I am ready to support that person with all the resources I have at my disposal. Rigel speaks pensively as if talking to himself, but naturally I cannot blindly trust a stranger, even one marked by the gods. You have every right to doubt. I usually don't trust strangers either. We understand each other. Thank you, Commander. Rigel nods, more to himself than you. Is there anything you'd like to know before we move on to more serious topics? What are the Hell Knights doing here within the borders of the Worldwound? Same as you and your army, fighting a war against the demons. The Hell Knights have always been part of the Crusades from the very beginning. We don't answer to Queen Galfrey. We act on our own authority, but we serve the common cause. Deskari's spawn have no place in the world, and we want to build. In the world we want to build, Rigel barks out the final word. Funny, isn't it? Knights clad in black armor have been fighting this war from the off. But most people don't even know it. The face of the crusade is Mendev and Paladin with the sword of Myomedi gleaming on their gilded armor. In that respect, my cousin Galfrey has a real flair for propaganda, I must say. The Hell Knights, the Worldwound, is just one of several targets. They expend much greater efforts on book burning and suppressing slave uprisings. Yes, their order sent reinforcements here, but Mendev has always been borne the brunt of this war. What does Paralictor mean? I'm the commander of this unit, and in the Order's hierarchy, I am 2 steps lower than its leader. In the territory of Mendev and the Worldwound, there are few who equal my rank, but I am the most senior Hell Knight officer in many leagues around. What are you going to do now after the gargoyle attack? I will wait for my remaining fighters to return. What you see here is only a small part of my forces. As for my long-term plans, that depends on the results of our conversation, Commander. Rigel narrows his eyes. Before we move on to serious subject, I'd like to address an organizational issue regarding my unit. You may wish to be present. Ika stepped forward and salutes with a clenched fist to his chest. Paralictor, permission to report. During the first gargoyle attack, I determined it necessary to leave my post. I swam over the river, found the commander's army, and asked them to provide assistance. Rigel nods. Reinforcement much needed. You will earn double salary for your resourcefulness, Ika, and 100 lashes for abandoning your post. The young knight grows a little pale, but immediately salutes again. Yes, Paralictor. Say nothing. Rigel, who watched you closely throughout the entire conversation, nodded to himself. Now, for a more delicate issue, you, Commander. We're interested in our dispute with the Knights of the Order of the Sunrise Sword, correct? Their force in Kenabres suffered great losses in the demon attack, and now their leader has perished and his troops are in trouble. They are reeling with no command structure. Their order will hardly be able to recover from their loss they've suffered. What are you getting at? These fighters aren't the finest material I've worked with, but if I assume formal command over them, I'll be able to reforge them into weapons of reasonable quality. 1 or 2 might even become true Hell Knights. The rest will be put to good use as well. Do you think these people follow you after how you treated them? They're not the best. They are still warriors and knights. They know what discipline is, and what victory is in war doesn't come without cost. Any among them who still haven't realized that aren't worthy of my time and effort. I will support you and recommend that the Knights of Sunrise fall under your command, but I expect your support in return, Paralictor. I will gladly give my support to one who can effectively fight the demons, and now let's turn to our orphans. Rigel looks at the warriors in white and yellow, shifting cheerlessly from one foot to the other. Initiate of the Sunrise Sword, your leader is dead, your order has suffered serious losses, and will not be able to recover. You may return to Mendev to join another Crusader order, and hope that they don't meet the same fate as the Sunrise Sword. Or you may remain under my command. I will not promise that it will be easy or that our war-making will be constricted by your principles. What I can promise is this. Under my command, you will never again feel the helpless mice in the talons of a ravenous raptor. With his scoffs, he used to say he's used to people following his orders. Then again, these sniveling cowards are used to humiliating treatment. They won't even consider testing him a little. What would you do in their position? Challenge the gnome in black to a duel and make him prove himself a worthy commander? I would never end up in their position. Does that mean we've worked off the precious resources you spent on us? The water, the medicine, and the bandages, yells one of the knights in white and yellow. I wouldn't make such an offer if I thought you useless garbage. The initiates of the Sunrise Sword console with each other for a time, and then one of them, a young woman in knight's armor, steps forward. Thank you for your trust, Paralictor. We will stay, and we are ready to obey your orders. Fine. In due course, I will review your troops and make any necessary decisions regarding your role in my unit. Reginald turns to you. And now, Commander, for the most important issue, cooperation between our forces. We do have a common enemy and a common battlefield. You're looking at me strangely, Paralictor. When we've discussed Yaker's punishment and we were deciding the fate of the Sunrise Sword, it's as if you were testing me. Richard lowers his head in a gesture that might be read as respectful. I do not believe I made any attempts to conceal my interest in you, both as a new strong leader in the region and as a bearer of highly unusual power. Of course, I'd like to know what's inside your head. One could say that it's my duty. My army and I are going to Dresden to free the city from demons. You can join forces with us. Reginald rubs his chin pensively. Dresden, an ambitious goal, but most reasonable. Imagine how such a victory would rally the separate bands of today's Crusaders under one banner. And we certainly need a base of operation inside the Worldwound. I stand ready to support you. Moreover, I can accompany you in your campaign. However, I would remind you that the Hell Knights are outside of Mendev's jurisdiction, and my unit will join your forces and obey your orders, but only as long as I deem that our goals coincide. Hell no, we don't need the likes of these black-armored statues. I don't want to fight side by side with someone who will slit my throat if I'm weak and wounded. You can't defeat one evil by inviting an equal but slightly more organized evil into your ranks. Slightly more organized than demons, I would consider that an insult. I never dealt with Hell Knights before, but when we can see they're serious fighters, that's just what we need. And just think how that armor will look in painting. They'll be make up in the paintings they'll make about our battle. It's a deal. Yes, Commander, my forces and Reginald dinner range at your disposal. We'll leave him out of the pie for now. Ooh, there's a mobility 23. Okay, let's get a quick save. Let's see if we can do this without dying.
This is my kind of work.
Still alive. Praise be Serenray. Skeleton of a man wearing armor from the time of the First Crusade. It's holding the skeleton of a child with a strange portion and an animal paw instead of its right arm and leg. Well,
our path leads on.
Guess it's time we left here. Fucking hell. I do hope our armies will be able to benefit from some reinforcement as well, because we fucking need it. And Hell Knights. Yeah, you can't command the Hell Knights, which is a shame. Hell Knights. You know what? Merge with them for now. I need reinforcements first. You know what? Fuck it. They're not the real threat. These little shits are. Holy shit, that's a problem. We may lose our mounted scouts. Okay, good. That worked. That's what I wanted to see. Killing these off is going to be more important to the battle. We're going to keep trying to deck these as well. Damn it. That's a shame. Well, we couldn't expect to keep them forever. Yeah, let's not let them get an attack again. What I like to see. And nearly all of our losses were restored. I love it. After the battle, one of the soldiers noticed a half-effaced inscription onto a nearby stone. What remained of the engraving led by the Crusaders to a secluded cave where they found a stash of miscellaneous relics that some stealthily devoted clerics had managed to rescue from fallen Dresden. They also discovered flasks of sanctified oil and boxes of reagent for rituals and sacred masses. It would appear the brave priest hid the sacred artifacts in one final attempt to save them from the demonic threat. Go back to there for now. We'll go back to the camp for now. Yeah, Hell Knights are lawful evil. I thought they were. I don't know where we need to go just yet. I think realistically, we need to get to Chili Creek. So we can try and get up to Dresden. Go back to the camp. Yeah, we're getting fatigued as well. So this was a good timing, so it's fine. My party just needs a good rest game. Stop pretending we need something else. He's a fighter armager and a level 1 Hell Knight. Do his mythic shit then. He's a fighter. Ever ready? Yeah, we'll give him ever ready. I'm assuming he's lawful evil. Sorry, did that's adamantine full plate +1 armor. So
I have no need for this.
what do you mean I can't equip that? Oh, that's bullshit. Headband of Inspired Wisdom. Give it to you. I don't know if you use it, but it'll definitely be useful to you. Got a Ring of Protection +2. Dealer. I'd say you need that more than anyone else right now. What's that? A Bastard Sword of Hope. Not really for me just yet.
I will guide us.
Let's put the magical items in here. Everything else can be sold as appropriate. Let's have a rest. Jalen has the capacity to be a formidable goddess, but it seems her followers do not understand what their glaives are for. Glaives are to be used only when there is no other option. We didn't get a hearty meal. Big sad.
Godspeed.
Okay, we're very close to level 7, which is nice. Nowhere near nowhere near the next level of Mythic Path, which is a shame. But I am going to be right back. I'm gonna go grab myself a drink. I'm gonna go for a little quick toilet, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Right. Where were we? Oh, yes. We just did Rigil's level up. We just rested. Back to the map, I guess. Actually, what is Rigil like? He's a fighter, isn't he? Yeah, he's an armager and a Hell Knight. Hmm. Very good AC. Basic fighter, though, isn't he? Yeah, no, I'm happy with my current composition. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna go sell my goods, though. I wonder if they have another bag of holding here. I doubt it. What am I on about? Yeah, he's only got good shit. He's only got decent shit. Right, off we go.
Let's press on.
Go to Leper's. Let's go to Leper's Smile. Encounter on the road. Interesting.
We march ahead.
You can handle them.
Oh damn! They still spotted me.
You've crossed the wrong
Go on, man. Fuck him up. Or don't. May have just made land the unofficial target of the enemy.
Out of my sight. Strike as one.
Okay, there we go. We're covering him. We're all good.
You won't survive me.
Yeah, they seem to much prefer attacking me, so it's all good.
Distract them for me.
Go on, Wooljiff. Oops. When I said they were going for me, I meant one of them's going for me.
I will see to your demise. Attack.
The spirits demand your blood.
Looting them is not worth it, but looting that... A note hidden in handwriting. Come to my camp if you want to talk. I have much to share with you, friend. I have much to share with you, a friend. Another back his note. Area we can go. Well, I guess we should go find that. Danger and distress read heavy upon the scales, their measures soaring, and on the dangerous march to Dresden. The army moved steadily along the bank of the West Sullen, scarred with the canyons and ravines. Suddenly a group of scouts returned, and Eva, the leader of the group, Enevia, leader of the group, makes 2 urgent signs to the soldiers: wait and quiet. She dashes through the ranks to the commander, who waits her report. We're in trouble, the girl whispers. The road ahead is split by a canyon. To get to Dresden, we'll have to go down and then up the other side. But the canyon is swarming with foul creatures. Beskavers, a real pain in the neck. They won't shy away from our soldiers' weapons, and they've already managed to gobble up someone. Looks like a caravan of refugees from Kenabres lost its way. No one has ever reported Deskari so far from the center of the Worldwound. Where do they come from? Enevia bites her lip. They still haven't noticed us, but that won't hold true for long. Maybe if we retreat quietly. The commander makes a sign for her to stop. Find out what else is known about the enemy. Those nasty little critters, they can ruin your gear and drive you nuts with their buzzing. Enevia says in a rush. They've got a queen and the mother of the whole swarm. She's a right horror, but if we kill her, the bulk of the swarm will scatter. We'll take up the rest of them, and we'll take care of the rest of them somehow. After hearing the scout's report, the commander prepares to convene a council to determine a plan of action. The commander and his companions convene a field council. The army cannot march around the obstacle, for there is no other road. Retreat is far too risky. Should the swarm notice our army and catch in the open, no one would survive. None utters the word trap, for fear hangs in the air. A swarm of omnibus beasts had just happened to be in the army's path. Someone has arranged for this of their own nefarious ends. Rustling, grating, squeaking, humming, everyone hears the voice of the swarm. The sky before the army remains clear, for now. How long until the dark is darkened by the flying spawn of the abyss? An idea, a decision. Straight and sharp, like a soldier's sword, appears in their minds. The Crusaders' council grows grim. One must act as live bait to lure the swarm out of the canyon and draw a path to the Veskava Queen. The commander will rush the monster, killing it quickly before the swarm decimates the army. They will get but one chance. A dark question looms. Who will lead the faithful squad? Lead the faithful squad, and be as consumed as bait. In moments of extreme stress, one often says the whole thing while meaning quite another. These hidden words often reveal many curious things about what do we see here. Irabeth nobly states, I'm an officer best suited for the mission, but in the truth she means I cannot be burdened enough with my responsibility. Samael, send me. Nura, the historian, emerges with an unexpected suggestion from behind the commander's back. This is just a little situation where ingenuity and knowledge of the enemy's enemies will be more useful than a sword and armor. While she thinks, I need to prove myself. The queen has yet to disclose her presence and watches patiently from a distance. The commander thinks that he should. Choose Nura. The commander and his party disappear among the rocks, preparing to slip down into the canyon while the swarm is distracted by their bait. A tight labor Nevia shows the way. Behind them, the final preparations are made. Here's what we'll do, Neris instructs the soldiers. We'll approach the precipice, stopping and banging our swords against our shields. We'll get the swarm's attention as quickly as possible. Passion burns in her eyes, and her lips curve into a smile of satisfaction. The soldiers tread carefully down the road towards the dark edges of the canyon ahead. The rift that yawns open before them whispers, rasps, rattles in thunderous and thousands upon thousands of voices. Basker's gather below, but the open sky is above them, and the flying creatures might rise up and attack at any moment. The soldiers soon find the first body, the mangled corpse of a refugee from Kenabres. A few strangling Veskavas wiggle inside the dead man's gaping chest cavity. Tiny larvae in greenish shells are all shuffling legs are hinging jaws. They don't seem to be menacing at all. But then, the rasping noise stops for a moment, and a high, vibrating note pierces through the air force. A blur of a blackish-green cloud rises up from the canyon. The swarm has taken the bait. The time has to act. The leader of this faithful squad shouts, "Scatter!" The rasping, mumbling, and buzzing of the swarm paralyze the soldiers' will. Poisonous mandibles cut through their armor and bone. The swarm could scour the entire city from the face of Glarian. These modest forces present no obstacle. No matter what strategy the Mauls chose, it is impossible to resist the hunger of the abyss. Veskers are in the embodiment of no malevolent mind or terrible monsters, but 1.5 million sentient creatures who knows no goal but destruction, an effective weapon for those prepared to trade fertile soil for wasteland. A chance remains to the commander. He remains to save his people, at least some portion. What will the leader decide? Well, I'm probably fucking up all manners of ways, but I got this. Gods of Lion shadow dance alongside the walls of the canyon. High above your head as the swarm gathers, dark as a rain cloud, and so many vacuous Vascovers that they block out the sun. Luckily, you've escaped the attention of the swarm, which is focused upon the troops you're using as bait, for now at least. A retired Jessenia, Anevia wipes the sweat from her blasted forehead. There are anxiety in her eyes. Commander, the beast we've come for is on the other end of this main corridor. There are a lot of burrows and plenty of beasts in them, but you better not delve too deep, or people won't hold long enough for us to clear the whole area. On the other hand, there's all bodies of some poor caravanseers down the other side of the holes. They have some valuable stuff on them. Bugs will eat anything we don't grab. They can't tell the difference between flesh and steel. Wait, so they're eating all the treasure while we're standing around talking? What are we waiting for? Come on, there's no time to lose. I see a street rat that's willing to crawl to anything for shiny coin. A disgusting cesspit, a beehive, the Lord Deskari himself, even up behind its rear end. Can you tell me anything useful about the monsters? I've never fought these before, so I don't know much. She's a nasty beast. She spits acid and summons a spawn from all around the area. One more thing. When I tried to get close, I started feeling sick as a dog. I guess like a lot of demons. She knows how to get you inside your head. Oh great, huge, hungry, head-spinning, acid-spitting bugs. And I thought the Crusades was all about the pretty armor and the tasty rations and sometimes saving beautiful maidens in white dresses from dumb demons. Make sure a maiden can tear you apart from a demon. It can get quite awkward. Did you manage to find out where these beasts came from? I'm not sure, but there are clear signs of a ritual close to the Queen's bugs lair, and they're fresh. Maybe somebody summoned the scum specifically for us. The demon filth figured out they're never going to let Kenabres go. Too bad we don't have a magic specialist who could figure out what those runes mean. Let's move. Good luck, I'm right behind you, covering your back. I'll catch up when you deal with the Queen.
Our path leads on.
Let me draw the first blood.
Dealing with swarms is going to be a pain.
Endure this!
If they splash acid, there's no point using acid against them.
Precision and grace.
Into the fray!